Zanzibar, Mheshimiwa Rais tayari ndio ameingia katika hafla yetu hii ambayo inafanyika hapa katika ukumbi wa Ikulu. Tukumbuke kwamba tumekutana hapa kwa ajili ya kuimarisha mahusiano baina ya taifa la Ujerumani na Serikali ya Mapinduzi ya Zanzibar. Timu kamili ya shirika la utangazaji Zanzibar iko katika ukumbi huu ukishuhudia moja kwa moja. Kutakuwa na ukataji utepe ili kuweza kuimarisha mahusiano haya ambayo ni ya historia na ya miaka mingi sana katika mataifa haya mawili. Mheshimiwa Rais ndio ameingia si muda mrefu ndani ya ukumbi huu, na tukumbuke shughuli hii imehudhuriwa na watu mbalimbali na viongozi mbalimbali kama mnavyowaona hapo, wakuu wa vikosi vya kuzuia magendo Zanzibar, hali kadhalika ulinzi na usalama, lakini pia kuna vyombo vya habari vile vile mbalimbali. Watazamaji, tukumbuke mahusiano haya ni ya muda mrefu baina ya mataifa haya mawili ambayo yamedumu kwa miongo mingi sana tokea na kabla ya hata ya uhuru wa taifa hili, lakini umezidi kuimarika mara baada ya mapinduzi matukufu ya Zanzibar, na tumeshuhudia mambo mengi sana wakishirikiana katika sekta mbali. Lakini kabla ya kuendelea na mambo mengi, tumsikilize.
Thank you very much. Now we can sit. Your Excellency, the President of Zanzibar and the Chairman of the Revolutionary Council, please allow me now to introduce and welcome the Dr. Juma Malik, the Permanent Secretary, Office of the Office of the President of Finance, for a welcoming remarks, and then he will introduce Mr. Johannes Sparfascher from Germany Embassy. Please welcome.
Excellency Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, President of Zanzibar and Chairman of the Revolutionary Council, Excellency Madame Regina Hayes, Ambassador of Federal Republic of Germany to Tanzania, Honorable Mr. Jamal Kasimali, Minister of State in the President's Office, Finance and Planning, Honorable Ministers, Permanent Secretaries, Engineer Zaina Said, Chief Secretary of the Revolutionary Government of Zanzibar, members of the Diplomatic Corps, heads of security and defense forces in Zanzibar, my fellow principal secretaries and deputy principal secretaries, distinguished government officials, media, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. President, over the past 2 months, President's Office, Finance and Planning was engaged with the Embassy of Germany in what's so-called renewing relationship between Zanzibar and Germany that has been paused for a while since 2016, in the last decade. Honorable His Excellency Mr. President, the genesis of this discussion has emerged following the dialogue, bilateral dialogue which is normally held biannually between Germany and United Republic of Tanzania, that was held in 24th November in Dar es Salaam, of which the agenda of re-engaging Zanzibar in development cooperation has emerged. It was a blessing for us, and we took a very serious measure to follow up all the events, all the deliberations that have been made through that particular meeting, not until we found a way that our colleagues decided to come to Zanzibar, and we have made a 2-day workshop from Monday and yesterday, Tuesday, of which a number of projects has been presented, which includes water projects, blue economy, health, sports, and marine biodiversity, and so on. These milestones have made us up to signing of the memory, actually ad memo for sports that we signed yesterday, and we are expecting in about 2 days we will sign the memorandum of understanding in the sector of water. These and more to come probably will be elaborated when the members from GIZ and KfW, which are the affiliation of the government of Federal Republic of Germany, they will come after me here to express actually particular areas that Germany is now ready to engage to cooperate with Zanzibar. So, Mr. President, as highlighted by the Master of Ceremony, actually today's event is a kickstarting. It's a kickstarting of the cooperation between Zanzibar and I don't want to overdo and speak a lot over here. Very, very pleased to welcome Madam Catherine. No, sorry, Mike. Sorry, I'm sorry, Johannes. Johannes is a head of cooperation of GIZ. You are welcome, and probably we are here to listen from you. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Your Excellency, President Mwinyi, Honorable Ministers, Honorable Chief Secretary, Honorable Principal Secretaries, partners at all levels of the revolutionary government of Zanzibar, Your Excellency, Ambassador Hess, country directors of GIZ and KfW, colleagues of the German Development Cooperation. It is a great honor
for me as head of regional development cooperation at the German embassy to welcome you to this important meeting today on behalf of the German embassy. It's a historic event aiming at renewing the ties between Zanzibar and Germany. Last year, in September, the Director General Africa of the German Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development, Dr. Oswald, has been visiting Zanzibar, and at the ensuing government negotiations with the Republic of Tanzania in October, Germany announced its intention to re-engage in the development cooperation with Zanzibar. During the last 2 days, we had a very fruitful workshop here in Zanzibar to clarify the goals and procedures of our cooperation with all relevant stakeholders, and this was a real successful starting point for our cooperation. Thus, today, we are ready to launch the first concrete projects of our renewed cooperation in the sectors of health, sports and youth, and most importantly, water. The first two are technical cooperation projects, which are part of regional programs implemented by GIZ. They will provide, on the one hand side, specific expertise for the preparation of the introduction of universal health insurance on Zanzibar, and on the other hand, promote sports as an enabler for personal and national development on the island. The third measure is a feasibility study to prepare a bigger bilateral financial cooperation project on water security, which will be financed through our German Development Bank, KfW. Let me now invite Dr. Mike Falke, the country director of GIZ, to address the audience and to shed some more light on the two technical cooperation projects to be launched today. And he will be followed by Mrs. Jennifer Wörl, the country director of KfW, who will then give us a bit more of information about the feasibility study, which is the starting point for our engagement with financial cooperation in the water sector. Thank you.
Your Excellency, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, the President of Zanzibar and Chairman of the Revolutionary Council, Honorable Minister of State, President's Office, Finance and Planning, Honorable Ministers, Principal Secretaries, Deputy Principal Secretaries, Government Leaders, Your Excellency, Ambassador Madame Hess, colleagues from the German Embassy, KfW and GIZ, Media Corps, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. Thank you, first of all, for the invitation. I'm very keen to learn more about the upcoming intensified cooperation between Germany and Zanzibar. Also, I would like to use this opportunity to extend best wishes from our managing board at GIZ headquarters back in Germany. Also there, one is very interested in the developments discussed in the last 2 days. My name is Mike Falke. I'm the country director of GIZ to Tanzania and the East African community. Let me give you a few words on GIZ to introduce our organization. Some of you may remember GTZ from the past. Since 2011, our organization is called after a merger with two German organizations, GIZ. It also extended its size and scope with now 24,000 employees, roughly 3.3 billion euros turnover annually, and projects in 120 countries. GIZ became one of the biggest development organizations worldwide. By that means, GIZ is not a donor. We are commissioned by a wide range of development partners to implement projects. Our main commissioning party is still the German Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development, BMZ, but also organizations and corporates like the European Union the Green Climate Fund, or Shell are using our services. GIZ is not part of the German government. It's a non-profit company owned by the German government. GIZ is implementing development projects, usually with our own staff, and usually up to 70% local staff is hired, and are jointly implemented with our government partners in our partner countries. We are also present here in Tanzania and Zanzibar for a long period of time. We started our cooperation back in 1982. Our focus has been mainly water, health, biodiversity, governance, employment and skills, and support of the East African community. We have currently 140 national colleagues working for us as employees and roughly 40 seconded experts. We have also still, and we had always, activities in Zanzibar. I would say currently they are very focused and more alone-standing interventions and limited in size, but they are still important. I give you a few examples. In water, for example, in 2015, together with 3 German engineering companies, we improved the water treatment here on the island and provided access to 2,000 residents to fresh and clean water. And we trained roughly 100 utility workers to kind of run the business on a daily basis. We also support small and medium-sized enterprises. For example, the Zanzibar-based company Zanzibar Apparel has been supported to produce face masks throughout the pandemic. We engage also and have been engaging in marine conservation. With the initiative Meerwissen, the African German Partners for Ocean Knowledge, we support the Zanzibar-based Institute of Marine Science of the University of Dar es Salaam, together with the German Leibniz Center for Tropical Marine Research back in Germany, to improve the availability and quality of data on marine biodiversity and fishery for evidence-based decision-making. We also support, for example, the Jumba Island Coral Park in continuing its sustainability and ecotourism activities. And last but not least, we also support the city twinning between the German city of Potsdam and the city of Zanzibar. Now, I would also say a few words on a scoping mission we undertook in November 2021 to see the scope and the demand and the needs of a possible engagement of GIZ here on Zanzibar. We had several meetings also with the President's Office Finance and Planning, with the Ministry for Blue Economy and Fisheries, for example, or investment, and several civil society organizations. And all of them have really shown a great interest in our work and that provides us with a sound basis for an extended cooperation. But it also has shown, I think it's very important to stress my personal observation, that your government is a government on the move with very clear objectives, with a political will to reach them, and leaders, civil servants, and citizens to implement that mission. Of course, it gets easier with friends and additional resources and joint efforts. Germany has always been a reliable friend of both the union government as well as the revolutionary government of Zanzibar. And I think today we are witnessing a continuation and I think also extension of that friendship. I would say as an outlook, we are welcoming very much as GIZ the perspectives of both governments to extend the development cooperation. It will maybe not become immediately a full-fledged cooperation as we've seen it in other countries, but I think in all sectors, but I think it's the right way to go. It's a starting point. And I believe there are already tangible opportunities and ongoing projects discussed in the last 2 days. Let me highlight them. I mean, they have been mentioned already, but let me first of all say one word to our Backup Health initiative. The intention is to support the universal health coverage agenda of Zanzibar from this year until next year, 1 year. Backup Health is one of GIZ's global programs set up to support our partner countries to make best use of the global health initiatives, such as the Global Fund or Gavi. Here in Zanzibar, the focus is very clear. we would like to support initially the establishment and the development of universal health insurance. It is initially limited, of course, but I think it's a very important step and a very important support measure to a very important reform agenda of Zanzibar. Just imagine affordable premium rates, the inclusion of the informal sector and the poor, and at the same time the financial sustainability of an organization. That are three objectives. To reach them is quite a challenge. It will be implemented by the Swiss Tropical and Public Health Institute, and they will support the implementation of the project. A first mission is coming already at the beginning of February. The project is funded by Switzerland and Germany. Second project I would like to mention is Sports for Development. Here we are supporting peace. We would like to support peace and social inclusion. Duration of the project will be from this year, 2022, until 2025, so for 3 years. And to the background, sport is more than exercising. I think this is very important. It has a huge potential to prevent conflicts, to include marginalized groups, and to empower, last but not least, also women and girls. So the focus of that project will be mainly to strengthen capacities of national and local institutions engaging in that area, to use it as a tool to foster social cohesion and promoting gender equality. But also, support will go in the direction of renovation and construction of basic multipurpose sports grounds. And of course, creating awareness among the communities on, for example, sexual and gender-based violence prevention, peace, and social inclusion. The Ministry of Information, Youth and Culture and Sports and GIZ have just signed the agreed minutes and kicked off the project. The project will be funded by the German government, by BMZ. Last point maybe on water. We will hear from my colleague from KfW that there are very clear ideas and already a feasibilities plan to engage in the water sector, support Zanzibar in different areas of water to provide especially clean water to the citizens of Zanzibar. GIZ is willing to engage also based on this feasibility study in the future, and based on the needs we are happy to engage. And on a different note, GIZ programs, and that's what I visited, are increasingly using Zanzibar as a hub for their conferences, for their workshops, for their meetings. For example, our programs with the African Union, our programs with the East African Community, our programs with East African countries, or even beyond, are coming to Zanzibar. And I could also believe that can provide a boost to the local economy, also especially if traveling is much easier after, hopefully, the pandemic will come to an end. Let me assure you, again, I think you're all aware, we are all aware of it, but it's good, I think it's really my wish to mention it, how beautiful your country is and how wonderful your people are. For us as GIZ, it's also an honor and a privilege to support developing, sustaining, and protecting that, I have to say. I would like to thank the organizers of this event to create such a great platform and fruitful discussions at the right moment of time. Thank you to the Revolutionary Government of Zanzibar for their hospitality and provide that friendly atmosphere. I think the spirit of such a cooperation is very important at the outset. It's a very important success factor. I'm very optimistic that we will meet more often in the future and will jointly witness the impact of our joint projects here on Zanzibar. And last but not least, let me all extend a standing invitation also to our GIZ country office in Dar es Salaam, where you as friends are always welcome. Thank you very much.
Watazamaji wa shirika la utangazaji ni mwakilishi kutoka GIZ, na yeye ni mkuu wa shirika hilo ambalo limekuwa kwa Tanzania kwa muda mrefu, na ni shirika moja ambalo limejipanga katika kutoa misaada mbalimbali barani Afrika. Na kwa upande mwingine hapa visiwani Zanzibar, ni baada ya mazungumzo ya mwezi wa Oktoba mwaka jana na tukumbuke kwamba mahusiano mema baina ya shirika hili na Zanzibar ni tokea na Tanzania kwa ujumla ni tokea mwaka 1982 waliweza kuwa na mahusiano mazuri kabisa, na mengi ambayo wamejadili katika mazungumzo na nia na dhamira njema kabisa kwa ajili ya kuleta maendeleo hapa visiwani Zanzibar na Tanzania kwa ujumla ni kusimamia vilivyo katika sekta ya afya, hasa katika masuala ya bima kwa wale wote masikini ambao watakuwa hawana uwezo. Basi GIZ itakuwa mstari wa mbele katika kuwasaidia. Na vile vile wamesema masuala ya michezo ni sekta ambayo pia watakuwa naisimamia, hasa kwa kukomboa Wazanzibari katika matatizo mbalimbali, tukizingatia kwamba michezo ni sehemu ya mazoezi ya kiafya. Lakini kwanza tuendelee kuwasikiliza wawakilishi hao.
Kwa ushirikiano wa maendeleo na Serikali ya Mapinduzi Zanzibar. Sasa naomba niendelee kwa lugha ya Kiingereza. Your Excellency, President Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, I feel honored to give a short speech about our planned water project and about KfW, a development partner in this very important event in Zanzibar and before you. Your Excellency, first, let me briefly introduce KfW Development Bank. KfW is the promotional bank of Germany. It was established in 1948, right after World War II, to reconstruct Germany. But soon afterwards, its mission was enhanced for promotion of developing countries. It is owned by Germany and its headquarters are in Germany. KfW is in Tanzania since the 1960s with its first project agreement signed in 1963, so almost 60 years ago. That was for transport, and ever since then we were present here. We give grants for long-term investments, mostly in infrastructure. We have a long-standing cooperation with Tanzania, and I'm very happy to restart now in Zanzibar as well. Over the last 2 days, we had a very good workshop. We had in-depth discussions, and it was graced by the presidents of your line ministries and our embassy. I'm sure this will build the basis for future joint cooperation as friends. Your Excellency, I would like to present the planned water project. We want to support you in realizing the Zanzibar Development Vision 2050. Clean water is a basic human need, and it should be accessible to all. We are very happy that the government of the Federal Republic of Germany reiterated its intention to engage in the water sector in Zanzibar. Together with your ministries and ZAWA, we are preparing a financial cooperation project focusing on sustainable water supply and sanitation services. As next steps, we will assess the current situation in detail and have a closer look at water scheme, water resources, and challenges due to climate change, population growth, and pollution. As reflected in the Zanzibar Water Investment Program, we will also address the need for sustainable water resource management and enhanced climate resilience. The Revolutionary Government of Zanzibar and KfW will soon sign a financing agreement for a feasibility study. Germany, through KfW, is funding approximately 1.7 billion shillingi for this study. This will be the basis for preparing a new financial cooperation project in the water sector. Of course, the ownership, it's always with you, your ministries and ZAWA, and it will be aligned to your strategy and to your needs. But we will do it with a shared responsibility. Most likely, we will construct or rehabilitate pipes and pumps add water tanks, reduce the costs, and development a water management plan. KfW is very much looking forward to working together with the revolutionary government of Zanzibar and to contribute to a sustainable provision of water supply and sanitation service. Because the aim is not only to ensure today, but also for your children and for your grandchildren, a sustainable supply of clean water. Your Excellency, on behalf of KfW, I appreciate the efforts made under your presidency to bring peace and cooperation. Without your commitment and your political will, all these would not be possible. We will always support your efforts to make Zanzibar and Tanzania a better place to live. Asante sana.
Hello. Habari asubuhi. Your Excellency President Mwinyi, Madam Ambassador, dear Minister Jamal Kassim, dear Chief Secretary, all ministers present, dear PSs, military forces, colleagues from diplomatic corps, dear colleagues, all protocols observed. Today is a happy day. I already sensed it when I came in here and I saw so many happy faces and we chatted, and there's a very good atmosphere and vibe. And I think this is very important for our cooperation. It is a happy day for Zanzibar, it is a happy day for Germany, and I have to say it's also a happy day for me personally. After 2015, a lot of donors reduced their cooperation in Zanzibar. Now we are coming back. I am humbled and I'm proud to say that the team and the embassy has facilitated the renewal of ties and also the launch of development cooperation. It started, I would like to tell you a short story, because now we are here and I would like to give the background. How did this happen? How did it start? I believe it was the meeting. It started with Madam Ambassador meeting Minister Jamal Kassim, I think in summer last year. And I remember Jamal Kassim saying, we have actually needs in water, in health, in education. And then I remember I was invited to Ministry of Finance, to this beautiful island, and we continued our conversation. And I already thought, oh, this is interesting, there is something going on here. I have to say that from the beginning, we had a very good feeling, so to say. So then I remember I was invited, and I came into the room, and it was full of PSs from different ministries. So it was PS Blue Economy, it was PS Fisheries, it was PS Education and Health. And I thought, oh, they are very serious. I didn't expect that. And it went on and on and on. And as you know, it takes two to tango. So we are so lucky, I think, to have such great cooperational partners. And I would like to compliment you. You have an excellent team at Ministry of Finance that we together, without those, we couldn't have done the workshop. So that was very helpful for us. Then we went to meet, my dear colleague Johannes and me, we went to meet Jumal Malik. And on 24th of November. And I have to say that was a turning point for me. Because PS said, we would like to have a workshop and we would like to launch in January. And I thought, that's not possible. We work very hard, but it takes very much time to prepare something like that. And I had another visit to Zanzibar, and there also something very interesting happened. I was taking the ferry, and you know how they have like this VIP area there where you have to sign. And I was looking at the date, and I thought, aha, this is interesting. So today, American ambassador went already there, the colleagues from British embassy went there, French, and I thought, oh, wind of change. That was my feeling. And then I had ambition kicking in, and I thought, Juma Malik said January, and I said, okay, let's make it happen. We really try, you know. And I have to tell you, it's very exceptional, 3 months. So we really worked a lot to make this happen here. And also thanks to the dear colleagues from GIZ and KFW, who were very engaged and saying like, yes, let's do it here. So I don't want to go again into what we have worked on. It was sports, health, and water, as you know. And there's also one thing that I a little bit forgot in the telling you the story, and that is, of course, Dr. Oswald. He considers himself a son of this island. He worked here, and he so wanted to be here. And I'm happy to bring the greetings, but it was about COVID, he couldn't come. And he's very happy to come back. I would like you to remember, dear Excellence Mwini, that I know a lot of other people are going to come and a lot of other donors, EU is coming back, but I want you to remember we were the first ones, okay? So, how is it going on from here? Already on the 9th of November, I'm coming back with an EU delegation. It is a scoping mission. Also remember, Germany has a very strong voice in the EU. I remember at the meeting with Dr. Oswald, you said also blue economy. That was something that was very important to you. Through EU, you know that already, of course, we're starting also with blue economy. There will be governmental negotiations in autumn. So this is the next time when Germany will commit money. We have to prepare that very wisely. And just as an example of the spirit of our cooperation, I was honored to meet Minister of Constitutional Legal Affairs, and he said, when you're here in Zanzibar next time, you come by my office. I said, yes, okay. So we also have a meeting on, in November, we also have a meeting next week. Yes, exactly. So this is just to give you a brief overview, Excellence, and I'm very happy to be here today and to launch the cooperation with you. Asante sana. The floor is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I now welcome the Ambassador of Germany, Madam Ambassador, please. Karib sana. She can speak very good Swahili, so please be prepared.
Mheshimiwa Rais, Mheshimiwa Waziri, Secretary General, the PSs, members of press. Ninazungumza Kiswahili kidogo, habari ya asubuhi. Lakini kama Jennifer Well, ninaomba kuendelea Kiingereza tafadhali. Asante sana. I'm very happy to be here today. It was pointed out several times now that this is a historic day. But why actually it wasn't really explained. So instead of repeating what has been said so often, where we're going to cooperate, the next missions which are coming, the excellent teams we've seen how they work together and will produce brilliant results, I hope. I like us to remember why we're renewing today, to learn about the history, knowing history, it's hopefully learning from history so that it will not happen again, so that we will not have to interrupt the cooperation again. I'm talking about the cooperation government to government between Germany and Zanzibar. We have a long-standing history. In 1964, the then German Democratic Republic was one of very few governments in the world who recognized the revolutionary government, and they opened an embassy here in no time and put a lot of effort into the cooperation with Zanzibar. You can see still the remains, like the houses in Stone Town. Yesterday I visited Bambi, a village built by the Germans. Very few Zanzibaris are actually aware. And we have many people who went to Germany to study there, so the ties are strong. And I even found out that this gentleman here was working for Deutsche Welle, so it seems the government of Zanzibar is really appreciating what Germany does for your people. But then came the elections in 2015, 2016, and the European Union member states, Germany and others, we weren't so sure anymore whether we shared the same values and that we were aiming for the same future. Our policies are based on human rights, democracy, multi-party system, a pluralist society. In 2022, after elections, we still didn't know where we were going, whether we could continue together. And I mean, almost exactly this day, last year, we were meeting the first time, my first official visit to Zanzibar. It was a peace conference organized by the Friends of Zanzibar. I met some of your ministers then there. And I tried my little Swahili there and asked, habari ya asubuhi, habari ya kazi, habari ya wazazi, habari ya amani. You remember that? Nobody asked that, but I wanted to point out that we were worried about the peace, about the living together on this island, about the togetherness, about the future. And a year ago, I would have not expected us to be here and having already agreed on substantial cooperation. But during that conference, you said it, you wanted to be a president for all Zanzibaris. Zanzibar come first. Together with ACT Wazalendo, you have formed the government of national unity, which is not broken apart. There were moments where we thought, oops, but you're still together. You're embracing the ideas you mentioned. I have heard from people of Zanzibar that you are living up to your own words and that Zanzibar is growing together. This is Pemba and Ugunjwa. So after we've seen these changes and the dedication, then we said, we should restart. And you have heard the story. First visits, Minister of Finance came, they reached out. It's always nice to have an initiative you can react. And here we are. We had the colleagues organized 2 intense days of workshop. There is initiative from your side, which we need. This is a partnership. We work together. We will give, but you have to give as well. And there's stupid technical things which are important, like tax exemptions, workshops, office space. But we hear all that. Your side is very, very aware. And if this is all coming together, we will have a very good cooperation. I like to point out that Germans never really left. There are many here in the country. I had a meeting with my countrymen and women last night in Fumba town, one of the 3 interesting or bigger German investors in Zanzibar. And they are in the tourism sector, they are running NGOs, they do vocational training. And as the German embassy, we're trying as well to support the culture scene here in Zanzibar. So we supported the Zanzibar Film Festival, the Dao Country Music Academy, which produces musicians which are renowned worldwide. They win awards. So we're happy to have always been partners in that. Now we're back as government-to-government cooperation. This is a first step, we hope, a launch, a highlight, many more to come. And if we keep up this very cordial, friendly cooperation and remember where we come from and strive for to not go backwards. I think this German-Zanzibari cooperation and friendship has a very bright future. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, the President of Zanzibar and the Chairman of the Revolution Council, Mheshimiwa Rais, wawakilishi wa GIZ na KFW walipokuwa wakizungumza hapa kwa kifupi tu, walikuwa wametaja miradi mbalimbali ambayo Zanzibar itanufaika nayo, ikiwemo miradi ya afya, miradi ya maji, na vile vile wamesema wamesaidia wajasiriamali wadogo hata kutengeneza hizi barakoa, face mask. Kwa hiyo ni maendeleo mazuri kabisa, na vile vile swala kubwa ambalo linapigiwa kelele la michezo, wako tayari kabisa kuandaa utaratibu huo wa kuisaidia Zanzibar. Kwa hiyo tuna matumaini makubwa kwamba ushirikiano huu unaorejeshwa mambo yatakuwa mazuri. May I now allow me now to introduce Honorable Jamal Kasim, waziri wetu wa fedha, please.
Your Excellency, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, President of Zanzibar and the Chairman of the Revolution Council, Ambassador Regina Hess, the German Ambassador here in Tanzania, Honorable Minister Present, Engineer Zena Said, Chief Secretary and Secretary to the Revolution Council, distinguished delegates, allow me to mention some few. Dr. Catherine Bowman, the head of cooperation of the government of the Federal Republic of Germany here in the Embassy of Germany here in Tanzania. Ms. Jennifer, the country director of KFW, Dr. Mike Falk, country director of GIZ here in Tanzania, member of diplomatic corps, the principal secretaries present, head of security forces and special departments who are here today, all distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, protocol observed, good morning. It is great pleasure and honor having this wonderful opportunity to stand before you, Your Excellency, to say something concerning this special event here today. I recognize the importance of this meeting for the purpose of strengthening our relationship and cooperation between the Revolution Government of Zanzibar and Germany. Your Excellency, first of all, I would like to thank the federal government of Germany for being ready to cooperate with the Revolution Government of Zanzibar for the purpose of contributing towards our development agenda. As we all are aware that your eighth phase government is eager, keen to improve the life standard of our people in various sectors like water, health, education, fisheries and blue economy in general, energy, environmental protection, and financial government. In doing so, we need to strengthen the cooperation with our development partners so as to truly accomplish our goals to our citizens. Hence, I would like to emphasize the need of long-term partnership between our two governments, community, and even the private sectors as well. Your Excellency, as the world now is working on to reduce the effect of COVID-19. Zanzibar is also in the same direction, as our country was extremely affected by the pandemic in economical and social aspects. Currently, we are working very hard to ensure that we cover out all the effects as a result of this COVID, which have hit badly our economy. And much have been said by my predecessor speakers concerning various areas whereby we will engage with the Germans and ensure that we are aligned to our development agenda of your government. Your Excellency, this today occasion is a result of your directives to our ministry and our efforts to engage with various development partners. My previous speakers have mentioned how it came about. It was on 1st April last year when I personally had a meeting with Ambassador Hayes in our office in Dar es Salaam. Through that meeting, we managed to discuss various areas whereby the federal government of Germany can work closely to Zanzibar in ensuring that they assist us in bringing up our economy and also the betterment of our people. With that meeting, we committed ourselves, both sides, we as the government of Zanzibar and the embassy of Germany, that we need to form a very, very strong technical team to work through all those agendas which were put on the table that day, which are including the sectors of health, sports, development, water, and others. With today's occasion, maybe I would like to say or to thank you for the good leadership of Her Excellency Ambassador Hess, which have demonstrated that through that meeting, all the agendas which we put in them, and he promised me we will put strong commitment of them. And today, Your Excellency and the public at large are realizing that with those commitments now are becoming the working documents and the prosperity agenda for our country. Thank you so much, Ambassador Hayes, for the good, outstanding leadership, and you have walked the talk. Your Excellency, because this is not actually my meeting, it's yours, with these few remarks, which I've mentioned, now allow me to do the job which I was asked to do by welcoming you to deliver your long-awaited speech and also official opening of the renewal ties between Zanzibar and the Germany, and also the launching of Germany Development Cooperation with Zanzibar here today. Thank you so much.
Mheshimiwa Balozi wa Ujerumani nchini, Madam Hess, kwa wawakilishi wa KfW, GIZ na watendaji wa ubalozi wa Ujerumani hapa Tanzania, Mheshimiwa Waziri wa Nchi, Ofisi ya Rais, Fedha na Mipango, Mheshimiwa Jamal, Waheshimiwa mawaziri mliopo, Katibu Mkuu Kiongozi, makamanda wa vikosi vya ulinzi na usalama, waheshimiwa mabalozi mliokuwa pamoja nasi leo hapa, makatibu wakuu, watendaji wote mliopo, wageni waalikwa, mabibi na mabwana, asalamu alaykum. Nianze kwa kumshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu mwingi wa rehema kwa kutujalia uhai na uzima na kutuwezesha kukutana leo hapa katika shughuli hii muhimu sana ambayo ni ya kurudisha uhusiano wa ushirikiano katika maendeleo kati ya Ujerumani na Zanzibar. Mengi yamesemwa, jukumu langu mimi ni kusema machache tu. Nayo ni kwamba tumekutana leo hapa kwa kazi mbili kuu. Ya kwanza, tunaitangazia dunia kwamba Ujerumani na Zanzibar sasa tumerudisha ushirikiano wa kimaendeleo rasmi. La pili ni kuitangazia dunia vile vile kwamba sio kwamba tumerudisha kwa maneno. Tayari tuna mpango wa ushirikiano wa project ambazo tumeshakubaliana nao, na leo hii tuko hapa kama tulivyosikia waliotangulia kuzungumza kabla yangu wameeleza kwamba tayari tumeshajipanga na tutaanza hivi karibuni. Nawashukuru sana. Kwa hivyo mimi jukumu langu leo kwa niaba ya Serikali ya Mapinduzi ya Zanzibar ni kutoa shukrani. Natoa shukrani kwa nchi ya Ujerumani, natoa shukrani kwa uongozi wa ubalozi, balozi mwenyewe pamoja na timu yake yote hii kwa kazi kubwa walioifanya. Kama mlivyosikia walivyozungumza, katika kipindi kifupi sana tumeweza kufika hatua nzuri sana. Asanteni sana. Ndugu zangu, Zanzibar na Ujerumani ina historia ya ushirikiano. Naweza kusema kwamba historia inatuonyesha ubalozi wa Ujerumani wa kwanza katika Afrika ulifunguliwa hapa Zanzibar mwaka 1965 baada tu ya mapinduzi. Kwa hivyo ushirikiano wetu ni mkubwa. Lakini Wajerumani ni hawa waliotusaidia katika projekti kubwa za mwanzo kabisa baada ya mapinduzi. Yale majumba tunayoita majumba ya Ujerumani, ya Wajerumani, ya majumba ya Mjerumani pale Kikwajuni. Na leo balozi ametuambia hata Bambi. Lakini kuna miradi mikubwa ya maji na sanitation, mji mkongwe. Yote tulisaidiwa na Wajerumani, na tuendelea na ushirikiano huo mpaka ulipositishwa mwaka 2015. Leo tuko hapa kurejesha upya ushirikiano ule. Sina haja ya kuingia, balozi ameshazungumza, sina haja ya kuingia katika details za sababu zilizopelekea kusitishwa ushirikiano ule kwa sababu umeshazungumzwa. Lakini mimi leo nashukuru kusema kwamba ushirikiano wetu mpya utapelekea Zanzibar kunufaika sana katika maeneo mbalimbali au sekta mbalimbali, hususan katika huduma za jamii. Mmesikia hapa kwamba watatusaidia katika sekta tatu kubwa. Ya kwanza ni afya, ya pili ni maji, na ya tatu ni michezo. Kwenye afya wako tayari kutusaidia katika swala zima ya kuanzisha huduma za bima ya afya kwa wote. Hapa Zanzibar huduma zetu za afya hazijakuwa nzuri sana kwa sababu kwa 100% zinategemea bajeti ya serikali. Hakuna wakati ambapo bajeti ya serikali itatosheleza mahitaji ya afya ya wananchi wote. Kama mnavyotambua, kila nchi sasa hivi afya watu aidha wanachangia au kuna utaratibu wa bima. Na sisi Zanzibar tumeona twende njia hiyo ya bima kwa sababu wananchi wetu uwezo wao ni mdogo wa kuchangia. Lakini pia tuna sera ya afya bure. Kwa hiyo ni muhimu kwetu kutengeneza utaratibu mwingine utakaosaidia bajeti ya serikali katika kuboresha huduma za afya. Nayo ni kupata fedha za ziada ili tuweke juu ya bajeti ya serikali katika ununuzi wa dawa, kutoa motisha kwa watendaji na kadhalika. Kwa hivyo leo nafurahi kusema kwamba wenzetu wa Ujerumani wako tayari kutusaidia katika hili, na nimepewa taarifa kwamba mategemeo yetu ukifika mwezi wa 4 April basi tuanze utoaji wa huduma za bima ya afya taratibu, na hatimaye tutaongeza makundi yote ili tuweze kupata huduma zilizokuwa bora zaidi. Kwenye upande wa maji, sote tunatambua bado maji safi na salama ni changamoto hapa Zanzibar. Si mijini, si vijijini. Bado tuna shida kubwa ya maji. Ndugu zetu wa Ujerumani wametenga fedha kama walivyosema wenyewe, mmewasikia, kwanza kufanya feasibility study ili tujue ni nini hasa kinahitajika kufanywa ili kuondoa tatizo hili la maji moja kwa moja. Wamesema wako tayari kuweka mabomba mapya, wako tayari kujenga matenki mapya, wako tayari kuchimba visima vipya, wako tayari kuhakikisha kwamba vyanzo vya uhakika vya maji vinapatikana, ili isiwe ni hatua za muda mfupi, ziwe hatua za muda mrefu. Na mimi katika hilo nakubaliana nao 100%, kwa sababu tunataka kuhakikisha kwamba tatizo la uhaba wa maji Unguja na Pemba tunalimaliza kabisa. Na washukuru sana kwa uamuzi wao huo. Na eneo la tatu kama walivyosema ni michezo. Michezo ina kazi nyingi ndani yake. Michezo leo si mazoezi peke yake kama walivyosema. Michezo ni ajira, michezo ni afya. Michezo kwa sasa hivi inawaondoa hata vijana kujiingiza katika vitu ambavyo viovu. Ili wafanye michezo kwa uhakika, lazima tuwe tuna viwanja vya uhakika. Lazima tuwe tuna academies. Lazima mabaraza yetu ya michezo au uongozi wa vilabu na viongozi wa vyama vya michezo uwe madhubuti. Hapo ndipo wenzetu wameona muhimu waje washirikiane na sisi katika kuyafanya hayo yawezekane. Kwa hivyo leo tuko hapa, nashukuru sana kuchukua nafasi hii kuwaeleza wananchi wa Zanzibar kwamba ndugu zetu ambao kwa siku nyingi walisitisha ushirikiano na Zanzibar wa kimaendeleo wameamua kurudi kushirikiana nasi ili Zanzibar irudi katika hatua za kupata maendeleo kama ambavyo tunatarajia. Sasa sisi hapa Zanzibar tuna mpango wa maendeleo wa miaka 5. Zanzibar Development Plan 2021 mpaka 2026. Ndani yake mpango huo una project nyingi sana. Una miradi ya maendeleo mingi sana ambayo tukifanikiwa kuifanya, maana yake tutaweza kupata maendeleo makubwa katika nchi yetu. Sasa ndani ya mpango huu kuna sekta nyingi, au tuseme karibu sekta zote. Lengo letu ni kuufungua mpango huu ili wadau wa maendeleo wachangie, na wadau hao ni mbalimbali. Wapo wadau kwa maana ya serikali kama hizi za Ujerumani na wengine watakaokuwa tayari kushirikiana na sisi. Wako wadau wa maendeleo ambao ni washirika wa maendeleo mbalimbali. Ukiacha serikali, kuna taasisi mbalimbali ambazo zinaweza kushirikiana nasi, lakini kuna sekta binafsi. Tunaitaka sekta binafsi ishirikiane na sisi katika miradi mbalimbali ambayo tunakusudia kuifanya. Tukiweza kuwaleta wote wadau hawa katika meza, tukawaonyesha mpango wetu wa miaka 5, jambo ambalo tunakusudia kufanya, sina shaka kwamba kipindi hichi cha miaka 5 tutapiga hatua kubwa za kimaendeleo. Ndugu zangu, kama mnavyotambua, kila siku tunazungumza na wawekezaji, kila siku tunazungumza na serikali mbalimbali, kila siku tunazungumza na taasisi za kimaendeleo. Nia na madhumuni ni kuhakikisha kwamba mpango wetu wa miaka 5 unapata ushirikiano wa kutosha kutoka sehemu mbalimbali ili tuweze kutekeleza. Kwa hivyo nimalizie maneno yangu kwa leo kwa mara nyingine tena kuchukua fursa hii kuwashukuru sana wenzetu wa Ujerumani kwa kujitokeza, ikiwa ni nchi ya kwanza kujitokeza hadharani na kusema kwamba sasa wamerudisha uhusiano wao rasmi kama ilivyokuwa kabla ya mwaka 2015. Asanteni sana kwa hilo. Mwisho, I hope Madam Ambassador, you have understood what I have said. Thank you very much, and I hope you will explain to the others. But let me conclude by saying that we are very happy today. It's a historical day for Zanzibar and Germany to bring back the cooperation that was there before 2015, and we believe with this cooperation, Zanzibar will be able to achieve a great deal in the next 5 years. We indeed thank you and your government, and please convey our gratitude to your government, and we will be happy to cooperate with you. My office is always open for you. Let me know anything I can do to make this happen. Thank you very much. Mwisho naomba nitangaze rasmi sasa kwamba uhusiano wa kimaendeleo kati ya Zanzibar na Ujerumani leo tumeuzindua rasmi. Asanteni sana kwa kunisikia.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Rais. Sasa kitendo kinachofuata kumalizia shughuli yetu ni uzinduzi rasmi wa mpango huu wa ushirikiano mpya wa Zanzibar na Ujerumani, na tutakwenda kule nje kwa ajili ya shughuli hiyo. Mheshimiwa Rais
Mheshimiwa Rais ndio amemaliza kutoa lake la moyoni juu ya shughuli iliyotukutanisha hapa leo, ambayo ni shughuli ya kuimarisha uhusiano baina ya mataifa mawili haya, Zanzibar na taifa la Ujerumani. Na yeye kama kawaida yake, Mheshimiwa Rais na mwenyekiti wa Baraza la Mapinduzi, hakuna mengi lakini mazito machache aliyoyasema tumeyafahamu vizuri sana, na kwamba ameweza kutukumbushia kwamba uhusiano huu uliopo baina mataifa haya mawili utapelekea Zanzibar kunufaika katika mambo mbalimbali, katika sekta mbalimbali, hasa sekta za kijamii kama vile afya, maji, kama wawakilishi wa Ujerumani walivyoweza kutufafanulia kuhusiana na yale malengo mengi kabisa walio ya kusudia kuwa ni sehemu ya kuweza kutusaidia Wazanzibari katika masuala yetu ya maendeleo. Lakini vile vile Mheshimiwa Rais wa Zanzibar ameweza kutuelezea kwa kifupi kabisa kwamba tutakapoweza kudumisha uhusiano huu, basi ni dhahiri kwamba lile tatizo la maji safi na salama litaweza kuondoka, kama mashirika tofauti haya GIZ na serikali ya Ujerumani kwa ujumla ikishirikiana na KfW pamoja na GIZ walivyoweza kukubaliana na Serikali ya Mapinduzi ya Zanzibar. Lakini pia tukumbuke kwamba Mheshimiwa Rais ametangaza rasmi kurudisha uhusiano wa mataifa haya mawili, ambapo aliweza kutoa shukrani zake kwa serikali ya Ujerumani, vile vile kwa ubalozi wa Ujerumani. Lakini kabla yake tuliweza kumsikia pia waziri wa Wizara ya Fedha na Mipango, Mheshimiwa Jamal Kasim, ambapo na yeye ameweza kutueleza kwamba kwa sasa Zanzibar imekuwa mstari wa mbele katika kujipanga juu ya masuala mazima ya kuingia katika mahusiano tofauti na wawekezaji mbalimbali, ili kuweza kuhakikisha Zanzibar yetu inafika pale ambapo imekusudia maendeleo yetu yaweze kufikiwa. Lakini makubaliano hayo pia yataweza kusaidia kuondosha hali mbaya za kimaisha za wananchi, kwani Serikali ya Mapinduzi ya Zanzibar imewekeza zaidi vile vile katika kuhamasisha, kuimarisha uchumi wa Zanzibar pamoja na hali za wananchi wake. Lakini huko nyuma pia tuliweza kumsikia Katibu Mkuu akiweza kuzungumza kwamba kufikia hatua hii kulikuwa na mazungumzo ya takribani miezi miwili katika jiji la Dar es Salaam na ubalozi wa Ujerumani. Tuangalie kinachoendelea.
Umerejea rasmi. Naam.
Kitendo kinachofuata sasa hivi, watazamaji wa
Sasa tunaandaa kwa ajili ya upigaji wa picha. eneo ambalo
ni kwamba Mheshimiwa Rais pamoja na ugeni huu watakuwa katika eneo lililoandaliwa maalum kwa ajili ya kuweza kupiga picha, vile vile kukata utepe unaoashiria mashirikiano ya pamoja kwa malengo ya kuleta maendeleo kwa taifa letu.
Mikono salama ya mwalimu hapa na waziri wa tutakuwa na picha 6. The first one, high table and the Germany delegates with the president. And then the second one, high table with the heads of consular. The third one, the president and the German delegation. And then we'll have another photo session, meza kuu na mawaziri. Now, please, can you come? This is for Germany delegation, please. Next one, Consular Generals, please come forward.
pamoja na katibu mkuu, waziri wa fedha na mipango, balozi wa Ujerumani na wakilishi wengine wa taifa la Ujerumani wapo hapo wakipiga picha ya pamoja, na mengi tumeyasikia watazamaji. Na tukumbuke kwamba kama alivyosema balozi wa Ujerumani kwamba Ujerumani ni moja kati ya taifa ambalo mara baada ya mapinduzi ya Zanzibar iliyakubali na ilikubali Zanzibar kwamba ni taifa huru baada ya ukombozi huo. Watazamaji, na sisi kutoka hapa Ikulu hatuna la ziada, moja kwa moja tunakurejesheni katika